And Imam Hussein said, no, I shall not accept that. So Imam Hussein died at 666 to the hand of this beast, because they did have 7 heads and 10 horns. They were truly 10 names. I think there were 13 kings, but there were 3 repeated names, and actually there were 10 names, which means 10 heads. These are called Umayyad Kingdom. They were the one that on the beginning of Islam attacked Spain, and they went all the way to Europe at those days. And they were seriously perverted, very, very perverted, bad people, these Umayyads. They actually killed the grandson of their own prophet, and they called him infidel, because Imam Hussein was not agreeing with the manner they were ruling the country. And there were 7 hordes because they were in 7 different countries. That's how Abdul Baha explains it in the book called Some Answered Questions. You can refer to the book. Every Baha'i has it. And these explanations were before. So, as I mentioned last time, Baha'i faith comes and revives the religion of Islam and Christianity, and in fact unites them and says they are one and the same. They were both coming from the seed of Abraham. Abraham had a wife, Sarah, from which comes Isaac. Jesus Christ is, descendant of Isaac. And he had another wife, whose name was Hagar. Why would Abraham go from North Iraq all the way to Saudi Arabia some 4,000 years ago? 3,000, more than 3,000 years ago, 4,000 years ago. Why would he go there? Because there was a mission that I explain how these things can happen later on. But he went there because Muhammad was supposed to come from that area. So there's a couple of misconceptions that unfortunately Muslims they have. Even in the Bible, I love this verse. It says, prove all things. Hold fast that which is good. The Bible asks us to prove everything. And what's the best, what's the good, we have to hold fast onto that. I was reading a book. Let me show you these books. It's called Creation Myth. This book is written by David Lemmings with Margaret Lemmings. In these books, there is literally more than 200 accounts of the creation myth by the different nations of the world. Which is just not just Adam and Eve that we have. It's just as elaborated if you go to see the Chinese or Egyptians or Babylonian or Celtic or Nordic, or for that matter the North Americans' religion. There were lots of them here, and every one of them they have very meaningful mythology about the creation. So no one is owing really one nation to follow this particular myth, as this was the story and how is these things happened. So this is a little bit of explanation about the fundamentalists. There were some other attempt to disapprove Darwinism and creation stories. I think Arrhenius is one of those atomists from Sweden, a scientist, I remember. He believed in something called panspermia. Panspermia, yeah. P-A-N-S-P-R-M-I-A, panspermia. These guys, they believe that the life is actually, did not happen on Earth. It's coming from some other planet. And today, nowadays, they have found few amino acids actually came through the meteorites and whatnot in the earth. Which, beg the questions again. Alright, if it came somewhere else, how did it start there? It just takes the question from one planet to another planet. It still does not really answer the question how the life began and what was it, how the evolution happens. So panspermia, and then also there's preformations. This is kind of funny. I wrote this few lines about it. So according to this alternative theory, the living seeds are the germs in a woman's body, which contains a miniature version of her offspring, but too small to be observed by the naked eyes. These are called human colli, which grow larger during pregnancy. Peter J. Boller explains the theory in this way. The whole human race literally was created by God in the beginning, enclosed one with the other, like a series of the Russian doll waiting to be unpacked generations after generations. This is in the Encyclopedia of the Evolution, page 371. Pretty amazing. There were some other groups as well. The positivism. This was very, amazing. They were too. Positivism was an alternative theory to the fundamentalism and creationism. Their theory explains that there is a first cause or God who has created the nature. Nature is, however, unpredictable and undergoes evolution. It is the thinker, philosophers, and scientists who discover the natural laws governing the world. The rule and the regulations of the thinkers and philosophers is taken as the second cause. No one should speculate about any ultimate cause that cannot be seen. Positivism became a religious mutation, replacing the old religion and the power of churches for scientific reasoning. However, as it progressed, became a monstrous dogma so detailed in every aspect that even they proposed that the year has to be divided into 13 months with 28 days each. They went to change even the name of the month to such names as Moses, Homer, Shakespeare, Descartes, etc. The idea reigned about 25 years with no intellectual legacy. That's about them. There were some other orthogenesis, vitalism, and finalism, and all that. That was other alternative explanations. So my speech tonight was essentially circling around the fact that scientists on one hand had nothing to do with religion. They never went to study it. They were empiricists, as they were in England, not dualists like the French. And they say we don't accept the soul, the spirit, or any soul because it can't come under my surgery knife. It's not coming, I don't see it. So in this way, they let the matter in the hand of the religious people. Some people are creationists. They came to try to, convolute everything and explain and re-explain. Nothing else, no result came out of that. And a reactionist movement of the fundamentalists, essentially because they never understood the Book of God. Why? It's because they did not know about the Baha'i faith. Baha'i faith revitalized religion. If there's one Bible in Christianity, there's 500 volumes in the Baha'i faith. All we believe is divine in origin. So, now so far, I guess we went there to see this theory of evolution of scientific one does not work, did not work. There are certain part of it is there just fragmented, truth maybe in it. And the religious groups have huge misunderstanding about the religion, what they believe to be the religion. And their way is only two ways. Our way, our concept of religion is the only true one. You don't believe it, you're infidel, and you've got to be gone. So I'm going to go next time, on the next talk, I'm going to actually bring up a theory of evolution, a real one, that was proposed by Baha'u'llah and Abdul Baha, the founders of the Baha'i faith. I'm going to study that in detail to see how the evolution could work. So until the next time, see you guys.